In this video, I want to talk about why people don't access or listen to their inner quantum senses and why there's always this internal battle between the quantum senses and their 3D senses. And this one is it's really God's and the universe's way of having a laugh with us because our souls are created to be put in these 3D bodies, right? To grow. And the only way a soul can grow is if it feels. And it can't feel on its own. Like it has to be in a 3D body to feel. And so the laugh of all of this is that the soul has always been in the quantum and always will be. And the human journey is the remembrance, is coming back home to the quantum. And so the reason that we have this internal tug of war going on all the time in every moment between our soul and our human, which our soul really is the representation of the quantum within us, is the paradox of it. That's the paradigm of it. Is the paradox, should I say, is the laugh of it, is the irony of it, because the battle between the soul and the human is what the quantum desires, is what the universe desires, so that we all grow in our consciousness. So what I have learned, my soul has learned in this lifetime, and this level of consciousness, I don't need to relearn in the next one, right? But I've had to go through the resistance of the battle between my ego, the battle between the environment, the battle between me needing validation, acknowledgement from others, the battle between understanding my parents and why I chose them and the life I chose them. Why would a soul choose to be born into a family where before she's even born, a mother is being beaten while pregnant with her? Why would my soul choose that? Because I had lessons to learn, right? I had lessons to learn through that. And so this whole question on why people don't listen to their quantum senses straight away is because we do need the contrast in order for us to fully appreciate the light. So what is the contrast? When I speak of the contrast, I'm talking about the duality, night and day, good and bad, black and white, dark and light. You can't have light without dark. You can't have a beautiful sunrise without night. You can't have a beautiful sunset without a sunny day, without nighttime, because it's the contrast that gives you the joy in it. But the goal here is, can you get over the contrast? Can you experience it in a different way? So, for example, nighttime can be pretty scary, right? A lot of people are scared of the dark. But what if you spent a moment to go, well, it's because of the dark I can see the stars. It's because of the dark the moon shines so bright. The contrast. So how we experience it is the journey. I learned to forgive my parents. I learned to thank my parents for the beautiful, beautiful lessons they taught me in resilience, in unconditional love, in compassion, in forgiveness. They didn't know any different. Neither did their parents or their parents. That was the norm. I'm not unique. I'm not the only one that experienced that. I can hold that forever and be victim to it and be powerless to it forever. Or I can let it go and have the most beautiful relationship with my parents because I choose to hold the power and claim the power back. And so this is the journey, but this has taken me years and decades to get to. A constant daily work, rewiring, focusing on, okay, I'm in the contrast here, bringing my awareness to it. Hey, I'm at a choice point here. What am I choosing? Am I choosing hate or love? Am I choosing anger and frustration or satisfaction? Am I choosing bitterness and resentment? Or am I choosing deep love and compassion? That doesn't mean to say that it's okay and it makes it okay for people to walk all over you. It's not what I'm saying. You have a right to be loving to yourself first. But that doesn't mean that you need to make the other person wrong in order for you to feel right. You can love you and love them at a distance. You can love you and know that that part of that journey, that contract is complete. You've learned the lessons. In my work, I spend so much time working with people on clearing up old relationships, ancestral relationships, contracts that have come into this lifetime that are complete and they're actually blocking them from moving forward in this lifetime. I had a woman I worked with just the other day, and she had this innate feeling in her body that she was blocked and she felt separate to everybody. Well, the problem with feeling separate to everybody is that you can't connect with people in the same way. You're always feeling separate. And if you're a healer or a coach or anybody, honestly, if there's separation, what you're saying is there's separation to you from love, separation from abundance, separation from money, separation from health. And so you're never going to achieve those goals. But if you can see that you're one and money is just energy and love is just energy and everybody else is just energy and we are all connected, then suddenly abundance becomes available to you. Suddenly money becomes available out of nowhere. Love becomes available out of nowhere because you become a match to togetherness. And so with this particular woman, I was working with her in her body, and I could see there was massive ancestral issues that the separation kept them safe. They weren't wrong, but it was out of date for now. And so because it was out of date for now, it was holding her back. And so when we did the healing work, and it took minutes, she felt a release. She started to cry, and we healed ancestral separation, 7 generations behind and 7 in front. And I know 100% with my hand on my heart that released abundance codes for her. She's suddenly going to find love. She's suddenly going to have money come from nowhere. And her health will be amazing because she's part of the collective now. And she gets to choose which frequency she will oscillate at without the fear of being separate or being abandoned. And so this is why it's so frigging important to understand that this is a journey. It's a journey of lifetimes as your soul passes from one life to another. And whatever you don't learn in this life because you're resistant to it, you'll be shown the resistance in the next life, but amplified. Clearly, I didn't learn lessons in the last lifetime. So I was shown the resistance as a child, but I learnt it now. So I will not need to be shown it in the next lifetime. And so this is where the work is. This is why we get shown resistance, so that our souls grow, so that we come back home to what I call love consciousness. Because when we're in love consciousness, we're elevated and we reach bliss and enlightenment. And that is, your people like the Dalai Lama, your people like Mother Teresa, your people like Gandhi, where nothing, Winston Churchill, nothing, their environment does not impact their internal world. Their rest point is love. They hold their power and not at the consequence of anybody else's power, just because they can hold their power and hold the power of others, and they can put it down also, and they know when to. So this is the reason that a lot of us resist, because it's our life's path and it's how we learn. And I promise you, once you realize that, you may find you don't resist as much anymore because you give gratitude to the resistance and you're able to then let it go. It's really that simple. What a conversation, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves.